Alright, so welcome back. This is pile number 2, and it's the ring of... Now I can't think of the word. It must be one of those days where it's just amber. I just need a minute. I think it's because I've been speaking Italian with my mom, and sometimes I get trapped in the two languages and my brain is just blank, literally. Honestly. You gotta admire those translators because they do know. Okay, I guess I don't need to even write down the time because it's just a new video. I'm just recording them in a different way so I can upload them later, but I'll write down the time for you, okay? So 2 hours and 20 minutes is number 2. A little bit of chit chat as usual because I'm not a robot, and if you're looking for that, you're on the wrong stream. That's for fucking sure. I have a lot of fire and air in me, so don't make me fart on you, okay? And then I'll just fire it over. And burn it, you know, gas it up and then burn it. That's pretty freaking deadly. Yep. That's a good way to describe myself. In a good way, not in a bad way. Not the Satanists, you know, who have special knives to sacrifice their victims who have no way of defending themselves. Because anybody who worships anything like that is a coward. We know that, right? So they're low lives. They're very insignificant beings. Very weak. Yep, very, very weak. The only reason why they have strength is because the sheep gives them strength. This is a fact. So just realize that if you all gave it the right importance, they would be gone already. So thanks for taking so long. Yes, I'm making jokes. You'll take as long as you need to. There is nothing we can do about it. So don't let people make you feel guilty, you know. It's just, you gotta make jokes about stuff that is hard, because let's face it, for those of us who are, you know, already there, like, come on people, wake the fuck up. It's not that hard to see the deceit, you know. All you gotta do is take a calculator, do a little math based on the inflated numbers you got so far from the beginning, and you'll realize, oh shit. So blonde bitch, thanks for, you know, banning me for expressing my frustration with this Corniola fucking hoax, considering my uncle died of 7 different infections he contracted in the hospital. He was allegedly recovered because he allegedly had the Corniola virus. Bullshit. That doesn't fucking exist as a threat to your life. But what does exist as a threat to your life is the fucking cure vaccine that is gonna fucking kill you all who take it. So don't say we didn't warn you. We fucking did. They didn't study it properly, and there's tons of streamers who focus on that. I don't focus on this tip, but this is the second pile, guys. And I just spread it out, and I realized the camera wasn't on, but that's okay. Because I was going on my little rant about the bullshit and the fact that some idiotic piano streamer on some stupid platform freaking banned me because I was having a conversation. I wasn't saying it randomly, by the way. Alright, so what we have been doing here is simple. We have been reading the 2 books from these 2 different decks. So one deck is the Antique Anatomy Tarot deck. Yes, I have shitloads that I'm using. and enjoy the colorful vocabulary, because usually eloquent people swear a lot. I didn't make up the story, it's true. And then we're going to use the good tarot, which are the top ones. Now, the good tarot are among my favorite because they're very positive and they give you positive ways of looking at things, where they help you find a solution and they help you see the blessing in the bullshit you're going through right now. Kind of like, with this Corniola thing. It's something that needed to happen. There's something way bigger than the Satanists and all this bullshit that people are focusing on. I mean, this is a master plan. They're just using these low frequency beings to carry it out, basically. We're all playing a part in this. And so, making jokes is one of the best ways to actually break the pattern. That's why I tend to joke a lot, and that's why my sarcasm is totally because I've always been sarcastic, and I like to, jab it a little, especially when people act arrogantly and then are the ones who are the imbeciles. So thanks to your fucking opinions, the whole world is come to a halt now, Hey Danny, my god, Danny is here. Whoa, my god. Unbelievable. How are you, buddy? You and your love life. Your good love life. Maybe I should write that time again. It's like, yeah, I'll just be fair to them. I feel bad when people come in and have to go through, the ranting. All right. We're just doing a reading. Oh, it's currently on hold. That's okay. It'll come around, buddy. I'm sure it will come around pretty soon. It's interesting times, don't you think? The priest is very busy these days. The priest keeps popping up somewhere. It's funny. And the high priestess. Ooh. We have more healers here. But these are more... we'll see. We'll go through it. You worry about destiny and that of the world? Not worry, you say, but you're not sure about the path. Well, usually the path gets revealed to you when it's the right time. Maybe it's not the right time to choose yet. But if I'm in the middle of a reading, like of a 3, I'm doing a long thing today because I'm a crazy woman, and I'm basically comparing the 2 different kinds of tarot decks and approaches and how they look at things. So I'm reading out every single card to the people and explaining what each house represents so they understand. And it's kind of like it takes a long time because yes, I talk a lot too. It's true. But I can do a reading for you later, or I can do one and shoot a movie for you and make it private and send you the link if you want. I do stuff like that. Yeah, the positive sounds better to me. But this is interesting. It's a really interesting deck. I do like some aspects of it. I don't like some things, but yeah, it's okay. I mean, we all have our own take, right? I think it's still a great deck to have. I like the deck itself. I mean, I use them my way anyway, so for me the books are great, but sometimes I'm drawn to the book and then I know there is a message in there I absolutely need to tell the person. So I use them in a very, me way, but I'm just showing people who don't have any idea how to do this and are so scared of even trying. do it. It's fun, and it really does, or watch someone else, but I'm just doing very detailed today. It's like, holy crap. It takes forever. I'm very bad with time management, I guess. Right. Well, it's also my first time, so doing something like this long and detailed. I think I used to do that in the beginning. I used to do that more for people. It's fun. And then I add the oracle cards to make it more fun, so there's more. But they're so great, and the thing is, a lot of times they work so well together. It's insane. So I just like to show people how this stuff is actually real, and they should stop doubting the things that work and believe in the liars, basically. I wouldn't worry too much about the world if I were you. The world is going exactly where it's supposed to go. And, there's gonna be a lot of sheep that will die. There's no doubt about this. They will die in this 3D dimension, and then, just like my uncle, they'll go on and do other things. Some of them die because they're helping us, going up in energy frequency. Some die because they can't keep up, and they die physically, but then it's not real death. Just we perceive it like that because in 3D that's the challenge. But if we just focus on the reality of things, our spirituality, which is what we need to focus on right now more. We're literally out of the 3D now, so it's about understanding that it's a chaotic time because it's huge change. Obviously, we're all gonna feel it, right, in a way or the other. But the worst is over energetically. We have won. The good side has won already. It's just, it has to align on the outside, and that always takes time, so it's already happened. Well, we are the top. There is no top. That's the other thing. Like, the pyramid is not how people have been taught. There is no top. We are the leaders. We are the ones making the change. Those who are meant to go up will, and the others will move on to whatever they need to move on to in order to eventually move up, because that's where everybody's going. Even the Satanists, they're just very, very low right now. They're like the lowest of the lowest, because evil is like really low. It's like, where is that image? Look at evil. Evil is like right here. It's right on top of shame. It's extremely freaking low. Do you see? So this is where the Satanists, all the people in power who have fucked you over people, they're all here. And they want you all to go down with them. That's why they're putting you in fear. Because they want you to go down with them. Because misery wants company. Well, you know what? You can say, no thanks. Keep your bullshit. I'll send you love and light. Because they really fucking hate love and light. But it's gonna help them, okay? So it's funny. It's funny. See the humor in it. Because you're sending them something good, but there's a twist in it. It does make them suffer a little bit, right? So you can have your revenge, if that's what you're really looking for. Revenge, honestly, doesn't taste so sweet in reality. That's my take on it. And I usually try things before I make up my idea, unless they're unsafe. So from personal experience, I can tell you that, well, I got instant karma back on my head, so I'll never fucking do it again. But I don't need to take revenge on people. Again, this area here is pretty low frequency. When you start getting around courage, you're starting to rise up, But do you see where pride is, for example? Oh, be proud of yourself? Why the fuck? There is a way, yes, be happy with yourself, I like to say. Be, in peace with yourself. But proud always seemed to me like a pretty stupid feeling. But hey, I'm also not into macho guys and, a lot of other stuff, right? I'm a quirky little thing. Well, maybe now, not that little. But, I got I'm spunky. I don't like to take bullshit, you know. I'm just tired of people dishing out their crap to everybody and then expecting them to bow down. It's like, fuck off. Get real, buddy. So here we go. Let's do a little reading. And let's focus on that. But if you want, I can do a reading and send you a message on here, or come on Discord and I'll send it to you there. Whichever you want. I'll put it on YouTube in private so you can check it out. Anyway, so for those of you who chose this, you know, I tell you what these cards are, because this one's just more like a snapshot. But, so the first card is the self, your personal expression, how you define yourself, your image, self-discovery, and self-awareness. Okay? So, whichever you pick from there is the one that is correct for you, because it's a general reading, so everybody has to tune into a little more than when it's just for you. You always have to tune into and take on the messages that are just for you. But because this is general, obviously there's going to be a lot more possibilities. The High Priestess, in numerology, is the number 2. The moon is the astrological correspondence. The element is water, and the companion card is justice and judgment. The High Priestess is one half of the Divine Feminine archetype in the Tarot. The other is the Empress. She represents the natural instinct that we all carry inside us. The High Priestess loves to give messages via the subconscious, to pay attention to gut reactions and dreams in order to find answers. She wants you to get in touch with the spiritual aspects of your life. So her appearance asks that you embark on a spiritual quest in order to unlock the secrets that surround you. She could also be appearing as a warning that someone in your life is deceiving you, and it will take reflection to figure out who that is. See, I don't like that negativity in a way, but I don't know. I know it's truthful to a point, but it's also how you look at it. So, whatever. We'll cover it with the good tarot and see what happens. The keywords here are intuition, divine femininity, psychic abilities, mystery, and hidden secrets. Now, let's see in the divine tarot. Oh, sorry, I should not be so loud. I'm energized, I guess, So that the good tarot says the High Priestess, mystery. Some things are not meant to be known intellectually, but are meant to be experienced through intuition. This card reminds me to trust that I have access to higher wisdom, and knowing when I tune in and trust my vibes. This is the time when mysteries will be revealed and I can grow as a result. You see the difference in one and the other. The tone and everything. I mean, I like precision too. It's just, it's pointless to see things in a negative way. It just makes you feel stuck. There's always a message in the bullshit. And it's hard to find sometimes. It sucks. But then you can tap on it. Get rid of the problem. So the second card here, the second house, is the money house, and the way you earn your own resources, basically. Where you earn, or the resources you have, I mean. Where and how you earn your income, your values. So it's all about that good stuff, you know, empaths don't give a shit about. So if you're an empath and you don't care about this stuff, it's normal. Don't worry about it. So you have the 3 of elixirs. In this tarot deck, the number cards, like, you know, 1 of coins, 2 of coins, and so forth, they're depicted simply, and then the other cards, the court cards and the major arcana cards, So like the Fool, Judgment, all those cards, they are shown more as an actual image. In these cards, instead, you have images. So these cards are harder to read for beginners because usually in these images you can have a clue of what's going on, even if you don't know the meaning of the card. Well, when you look at something like that, it's a lot harder to see what's going on. However, I also think, you should always use your booklet if you're in the beginning because it'll help you tremendously. But two, just follow your instinct. That's the really main thing. Be heart-based, do your heart coherence first, and then do this kind of work. This is the sequence to do this sort of stuff. Always build your heart coherence first. So anyway, the 3 of Elixir is a really nice card. Let's see what she says about it. Do you have a core group of friends? And no matter how busy life keeps you, you're always there for each other? That is the essence of the 3 of Elixirs. True friendship is hard to find, but once you do, it's worth holding on. Yeah, 2. Each person brings their own unique energy to the table, but you blend together nicely. The 3 of Elixirs in a reading can mean you're about to celebrate with close friends and family, when you will all put your daily lives on hold to come together and have a good time. Keywords: affection, friendship, celebration, a gathering, happiness, good times. So she described it correctly. I mean, correctly in the sense that it's very positive, as well. I mean, on positive cards, I guess it's, if she found a way to spin it negatively, I would really start being worried about it. But the 3 of Water for the good tarot are celebration, enjoying community, sharing exuberance, team spirit, common goal, and friendship. Joy and excitement flow among all those gathered. I embrace being a part of something larger than myself. It's a time to delight in the camaraderie. I have to laugh about those words. As I experience the greater whole that is my community or team. I have no idea what the word is, honestly, and I know I read it before and I probably forgot to search it, but B-U-O-Y. I don't know that word, I'm sorry. We belong each other and play together as we co-create. Okay, now we need to go and look for it. And I probably looked it up before. Maybe it's a mistake. Okay. Hold on, give me a second. Oh, it bothers me when I don't know a word. And it happens, yes, in English, it's not that hard to not know a word, considering how many there are. But usually, I know them. I have an idea, this one, no idea. Float. Okay. It's a nautical term, and that's why probably. To mark by or as if by afloat. To keep afloat. Okay, that's the second meaning. Alright, to raise the spirits up, usually used. Alright, we got it. So now, and how do you say it? Okay, let's hear it.
Buoy.
Buoy, right, I do remember that now. It's just a hard word for me because it spells so fucked up. I'm sorry, Italian is way more honest as a language. Whatever is written, you read. This freaking English business of writing a bunch of things you don't even pronounce, it's really annoying. Okay? Buoy.
Buoy.
Buoy. Okay, so now we know. Yes, I'm a freak. I like to find out those things. They bother me so much. So deeply. Anyway, so we buoy each other and play together as we co-create. We buoy. God. Now when I say boo-boo to my dog, I'm gonna think of booing. We are friends, family, and companions, sharing our experiences. It is a time to remember. We must accept each other as we are. We both shadow and light within. Yeah, okay, so you see it's the Three of Cups is a very good card. It's very much about friendships and stuff. So you're most likely gonna have success with friends and stuff, maybe in business, or maybe you partnered up with them, and that's what's going on with you right now. Did I turn on this mic? I got two mics going, so I have lots of little changes, and I got a little looper that I need to figure out how to put together so I can loop ASMR together. Yes. The third house is siblings and friends who are like siblings, the conscious mind, small classes, short travel, computers, short writing, articles, poetry, blogs, or local events. So this is the card we're talking about, okay? And that's what that card refers to. It depends on what spread you use. I'm just saying in this particular spread, that's what the card means. So you can assign different meaning to different cards. You got the suit of rods and you got the king. Whoa! You got the hot dude. The king of rods is always like some hot dude. But often they don't like to settle down, especially early in life. But they're funny and adventurous. King of Rods has a person, the King of Rods is passionate, strong, and bursting with seductive energy. Yes, indeed. He's magnetic and charming and uses the traits to get what he wants, especially women. Unfortunately, I just added that one. Unfortunately, not everyone is aware of his motives, and he can easily hurt the feelings of his admirers. That's very true. You know why? Because they're players. And unless they make sure the other people are playing along with them, knowingly, you can hurt their feelings, right? As a situation, the King of Rods wants you to use your strength and personal power to achieve your goals. Your natural gifts are heightened, and you have many tricks at your disposal to get things done. So, the keywords here are passion, flirtation, seduction, strength, and cunning. And this is for the Antique Anatomy Tarot, which is that kind of tarot. Let's see what they say in the good tarot about this dude, okay? The good spin, because he does have a really good spin. It's just, I personally hate players. I really do. I am the only player allowed in the relationship, and I'm not a player, so sorry. I just have zero patience for that kind of stuff. But, I usually have them as friends, these kind of people, though. I never go for them because I just don't have the interest in that. It's an instant turn off. Even when they're machos, instant turn off for me. It's like, oh, fuck, you're too stupid for me. Sorry. King of Fire. Emotionally stupid, I mean. Spiritual influencer, creative, inspired leadership. When I am aligned with spirit, and that's exactly the point, when they actually grow up, these people, I am a powerful leader who inspires others. My mastery benefits others as I teach them directly at times and indirectly at others, modeling what they might aspire to. How can I be confident in my own abilities and visions without becoming rigid or close off to new ideas? So, again, I think they spin it in a more positive way, but take whichever meaning you prefer out of that, and, whatever you're attracted to. So that can be siblings, friends who are like siblings, okay? The conscious mind also could be that way, so that could be a part of you. And then, of course, it goes on saying, in small classes, you could find this person. It could be in a short travel, computers. So it could be online, short writings or local events. So it depends on what you're searching for, what it is you're getting out of this particular reading for yourself. So choose the meaning correct for you. The fourth house is the home, the mother, or the nurturing parent. Sometimes is the father, or often, should I say. Family, and the emotions. Yeah, because now there's lots of men who are like that. That's what I mean. It's not just. In my dad's time, my dad never even changed one of our diapers, and I'm not embellishing. He actually never did. Today, many men do that kind of stuff, and it's normal. So it's like it's changed. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a feminist, and I'm not a chauvinist. I don't believe in any of that shit. So you got the strength card there, guys, which is a really good card. It's Leo, the element is fire, and the companion card is a star. When we think of strength, we often think of brute force and aggression, but in the tarot, the strength card is here to teach you that sometimes the most effective form of power is quiet resolve and a calm demeanor. Strength asks you to have courage when facing your fears or when you come up against obstacles. This could be with your parent, right? That's what I see here. You have the ability to endure all the life's problems. You just need to show a lot of patience and understand that grace and dignity come from within. Now is the perfect time to reflect on your values and assess what is it in your life that needs to change. Perhaps you have a bad habit that needs breaking, or you want to incorporate new mindful practices into your life. Your ability to do anything right now is heightened. So the keywords here are confidence, patience, stamina, trust, courage, and compassion. That's a really good card. I really like strength, but also it's because it's one of my companion cards. So probably that's why. So the good tarot says about strength, endurance. I can go the distance and I know that everything occurs in divine appropriate timing. I have courage as I manifest miracles. When I allow Spirit to work through me, I am strong enough to move mountains and overcome any obstacles inside or out. Buoy. I just have to repeat that word now. Buoy. You bully someone else. I'm so stupid. So it's a really good card. I mean, silliness aside. Yes. I never grew up. I just grew a little taller, not that much either. Your fifth is the children, creative and creative projects, leisure time, and love affairs. And you have the 10 of coins there, which is kind of like, it's an interesting card. There's different takes on this card depending on the people who talk about it. It's really interesting. Let's see what these guys say. The 10 of coins brings fulfillment and gratitude. You have everything you need and a bit extra for security. And things are going well for you in your personal and your public life. Sharing the feeling of contentment is important to you. The foundation of this happiness is rooted in the home or another safe space, and nothing is coming to disrupt that. Being generous and kind to those who haven't reached your level of success is another aspect of the 10 of coins. When you were hustling and struggling, a kind word or a thank you went a long way to boost your mood, did it not? Yeah, it's called, being emotionally intelligent and treating others with the same kindness you want to be treated with. It's not fucking rocket science, people. Keywords: fulfillment, comfort, security, wisdom, prosperity, and foundation. Well, it's not rocket science, and the only people who don't get it are the Satanists and the fucking low-frequency beings. Nobody wants to be around that shit. Nobody normal. Only damaged people want to be around that kind of crap. And there is a reason for it, so it's not judgment, I'm just saying the truth. Ten of Earth, affluence, material abundance, mastery, financial security, inherited wealth, and knowledge. So this is the good tarot explanation. I am now able to step back and observe the results of what I built through my dedication and hard work. I claim ownership of the castles I built that have taken form in the material world. I have achieved mastery and inherited treasures of knowledge and experience thanks to all I have been through. I smile appreciatively one day I'll say it right, at my run of good fortune. So it's very positive, it's very, and that is again, what does it refer to? Your children, creativity, the creative project, leisure time, and love affairs. The next one is the daily work, co-workers, physical and mental health, daily life, and pets. So that's the 6th house. And there is the suit of blades, which is swords, which is air, the element, and it's a number 2. It's not as bad. I know a lot of blades have bad reputation, but guys, there is a silver lining. Just some people don't point it out. And that's okay. They probably have a more negative view of life than they need to. I forget that it's in the back, sorry. Because they put them all in different spots. The 2 of Blades indicates that you have reached an impasse, usually with regards to a specific situation that requires you to make a decision. There are 2 options available to you, but you are missing pieces of critical information for both, which is holding you back. This, of course, leads to another choice. Should you wait for more information to come in, or bite the bullet and pick one direction at random? Neither decision feels comfortable right now, but you have to actively participate in the obstacles you face in order to move forward. So the keywords here are decision, uncertainty, balance, missing information, and deadlock. The good tarot, what do they say about the 2 of hair? See, they follow the real way because the air is first, usually, and they put the air last, so they probably did it backwards. Stalemate, uncertainty, considering options. Time to take a break, to consider my options, and think about things. There is no need to rush forward. The perfect answer for the highest good will come to me if I take my time and remain in a peaceful state of mind. So, it's very important for you to just sit back, relax, and meditate probably, and allow things to come to you in divine timing. The 7th house is the spouse, the romantic partners, the business partners. So remember, the one we just did, I just want to cover it again, the 2 of Blades, is the daily work, co-workers, physical and mental health, and daily life and pets. And that's house number 6 in this particular reading. So if you have any problems in those areas, that's what the advice, that's what the things that are pointing to are. The next one is your spouse, as I was saying. I just want to be precise so you can actually see the effects of this thing. Your spouse, your romantic partner, and the business partners. What I'm about to read. You have the 8 of coins, which is a good one. See, this one, compared to the one before, has way less major arcana so far. So this is more situational and less, like it does have, it's not like it doesn't have any, but Oh, he does a lot. There's just more court cards here, I see. Oh, and you got the moon. Alright. Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins gives you the courage to take up a new job or start a project in a field that you are passionate about. So for a lot of you, this is probably about work. This card reminds you to be as dedicated as you can be in the work you undertake. You want to learn as much as possible in order to produce the best product possible, but remember to master each skill before moving on to the next. Being a beginner can be difficult. It feels difficult. You aren't going forward as quickly as you'd like. Remember that everyone has to start at the beginning, and what you're experiencing is not something you can rush. So the keywords here are dedication, skills, beginner, new craft, passion, willingness to learn. So she described it quite well and positively. Let's see what the good tarot says. Apprenticeship, gaining knowledge, learning and employing a new craft or skill. Even masters of their craft have more to learn, and I eagerly embrace the opportunity to go deeper, develop a greater understanding, and find new ways to apply what I know. I acknowledge all I have learned and accomplished, the skills I have developed, and the goals I have reached. Now is the time to find new ways to apply what I know to enhance my experience. My beginner's awkwardness has melted away, and I know what I am doing now. I have the confidence to become more intimate with the work in all areas of my life. Very nice. So this also means that this partnership you have, this partner is a positive partner in your life, someone who is bringing all these good things in your life. This can also be a romantic partner, so it could be both. You have to basically move in and feel. Oh, who's there? Play. I just looked up and there he is. You're funny. So I got distracted now for a minute. It's a good card, and whether it's a work partner or it's your love partner, is a good omen to have this card there. Now you have the Suit of Rods in the next house, and that house it's your 8th house, and it's a shared life and finances with a partner. Money from other sources, including inheritances, transformation, and psychic power, and sex. Okay? So, the 10 of Rods is an interesting card. Let's see what she says about it. It's fun to do this comparing, actually, because, well, one, it's a good reminder, because I do read them all the time, but it's always good to, and comparing truly makes jump out how people explain and show you the tarot so differently. I just really enjoy this kind of stuff. Yes, I'm a nerd. You have reached the end of a cycle, and it is becoming clear that scaling back in the future will make you more productive in the long term. So you are learning a new skill, and you're learning from your past mistakes. That's what I see here. So whether it's a relationship or it's romantic or a partnership in actual business, you are actually going through major changes, those of you who chose this particular reading. What steps can you take, to reduce your burden next time? Maybe you need to take on fewer commitments. Perhaps bring in outside help. What if you only focus on things that excite you or inspire you? The 10 of Rods is also a great reminder that with every success comes more responsibility, and that being aware of your limitations is not a sign of weakness, but a strength. So, what are the keywords here? Perseverance. Well, they say persevere, whatever. Scale back, ending, burden, overload, and pressure. Yeah, because it can be you're being overloaded. That's usually the meaning of this card, but let's see. Depends. Like the druid deck has their own things. Burning away, releasing the excess, ending clear way for beginnings. So the endings clear ways for the beginnings. This is a good tarot explanation, and it's a lot more positive, in my opinion. I may be overcommitted and have taken on too many burdens. In this moment, I do the work of decluttering my life, which is exactly what it is. All that I release will take new form and serve the greater whole, but I no longer need to hold on to it simply because it once seemed to have value for me. So whatever worked for you before is now time to let go, guys, basically. It's all bullshit. It's like letting go of your own, it's sort of like when you do any sort of tapping or healing, where you remove the old way of thinking, the old stuff, the old programming in your unconscious, and you're rewriting the programming for something that is more suitable for you today. So I thank it for what it did for me, but say goodbye to the emotions, relationships, and situations that I realize do not belong in my life anymore. Because right now a lot of people are going through all these changes, and they are truly just letting go of a lot of old relationships because they no longer have a part in their life. They've outgrown a lot of things, and this is a lot to do with splitting of what's going on. Some people are going in fifths, and some people are just not going to be able yet. So, that's where all of this ties into as well, most likely. But you take what you may from this. Always, pick up only the messages meant for you. You do your own work. You know best for yourself. So, lots of changes in finances there for you guys, and inheritance and some of you may be inheriting money, for example, maybe developing psychic powers, or may have let go of old sexual partnerships, and there's all kinds of stuff. So the ninth house is your higher consciousness or long distance travel, greater perspective. It's all the higher universities, higher learning, philosophy, publishing. So it's all about expansion, your higher self, not your ego. It's the higher ego, if you want to call it that way. And you have the 10 of blades. So, geez, you have 2 10s there. So it's like ending, it looks like. Hello. Minnie Moo, what are you doing? Yeah, my puppies, they like to make noise and come around. Yeah. It's called dog ASMR. The Ten of Blades is a card of sadness and loss. It represents the ultimate end of a cycle or situation. Not only you've lost a battle, you've also lost a war. See how negative that is. It serves a reminder that nobody comes out on top 100% of the time. Sure, true, but so limiting way of looking at it. It's impossible and not worth trying to change this fact. Wow. Yeah, feel trapped and don't do shit about it. Well, that'll work. This card, much like death, is about succumbing to your defeat in order to begin again in something else. You can start over if you're holding on to something that doesn't fit in your new life. Yes, it's true. But she does say it in a negative way. Acknowledge the pain you feel about this ending and get ready to let it go. Defeat, the end, cycle, succumb, letting go, sadness, and loss. These are the keywords of this card. And no, it doesn't have to be all that bad. There is a silver lining to this, okay? And that's the truth. So, the 10 of blades, which is swords or air, in case you're wondering, is graceful endings. This is how it's described in the Good Tarot. Graceful endings and hopeful beginnings meet. A point of epiphany, an end to old ways of thinking. I just want to say that I was born on the Epiphany Day. Yes, I'm La Befana. If you don't know anything about La Befana, go check it out. It's freaking hilarious. She's an old lady and she brings you presents. Yeah, that's me. It's truer and truer every day. See, I told you, I get better with age. I embrace more and more who I am. La Befana. Anyway, the Epiphany Day is that. That's why I always laugh about that. But see how it's a lot more positive in this way, and it's all up from here as I bless the ending, graceful for the lessons I have learned that can free me from patterns that no longer serve me. I allow my circumstances to end with grace, as I know something better can appear at any time. I am thankful that from now on I can respond differently to any challenging situation. So do you see how more positive this is? How more it brings the power back inside of you where it's supposed to be, where it actually is. It's like the difference between thinking you live on a spinning ball, which is absolutely bullshit and never been proven scientifically in any way, shape, or form, or knowing the truth that you're on a pretty stable, flat plane. You know, it's like that is not moving, guys, at all. So your senses were right, and the fucking bullshit science they taught you in school, not so much. So, yes, I know you plague are loving this, because flatties are always freaking right. Sorry, but you know, truth to be told, and this is a truther channel, I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not one of those healers who don't know how to pronounce the word chakra. I know how to pronounce it, because when I do research, I go deep. And when I don't know something, I say, okay, I didn't know, and now I know. Thank you. You know, like buoy? Buoy. That word is so funny. I know I looked it up before and I totally forgot it because it just sounds so weird to me. Buoy. And it's written so weird too. I probably have to check the spelling 300 times now to get it right. Alright, moving forward, guys. This is the 10th house, the career. What you wish to achieve, the reputation, the authority, or the father figure. It could be the more distant authoritarian parent, basically. That's what this house represents as well. So, the Antique Anatomy Tarot, which I'm sure has been made by a monarch slave, because it's so fucking negative. Yeah. There is this, spin of negativity, which takes away your power. Oh yeah, you just have to toughen it through the hard times and do nothing. Fuck that. There's so much shit you can do for it. Oh boy. The moon is number 18, which is reduced to a number 9 in simple numerology, 1 to 9. It's a sign of Pisces, the element is water, and the companion card is the Hermit, which is Virgo, for those of you who don't know. The moon card is full of illusion and mystery. It leaves you feeling unsure of what is real, since only fragments of reality are illuminated, while the rest is cast in shadow. In a reading, the moon turns up when you're trying to force answers that aren't ready to reveal themselves. You can try to put all the pieces together, but you'll just end up stumbling around in the dark. It's wise to take a step back right now and observe your feelings instead of acting on them. Your subconscious needs time to unravel the mysteries surrounding you. So the keywords here are illusion, unknown, deception, danger, and fantasy. Alright, so this is their negative view of the moon. Now let's go and check out the one that I actually prefer. Yes, I'm very opinionated. Well, it's just my opinion, right? So take it for what it is. Moon, illusion. It may not see the workings of spirit in the invisible realms, but I know there is great activity behind the scenes. So they're saying, I may not. I misread that. It's important to trust the mystery and remember that the material realm is an illusion. You know, in the series of transurfing that we're doing, or lucid dreaming, how I keep telling you that the outer world is the mirror because the real world is inside? That's what they're saying, okay? So the outer world is the illusion. What you think, this stuff is the illusion. And I know it sounds so insane, right? But it's not. Current conditions are not necessarily a reflection of the truth of what's really going on in the present. So great opportunities lie in the shadows, awaiting the perfect time for illumination. So again, this is the card of your distant parent, the more domineering parent, but it's also the card. It's also the card of the career, what you wish to achieve, okay? Your reputation and authority. So you pick which one is the correct one for you, and that's the meaning of that, what you have to look for, what's possibly going on, and so forth. And then we have the 11th house, which is this one. And that is the groups of friends, social aspirations, networking, large corporate structures, and psychology. So, the psyche. You have the suit of coins, and it's 5. So, that's usually lack scarcity, but it's also, it has a silver lining. I think she describes it as kind of negative, because I guess for some people the glass is half empty all the time, right? It's usually when you've gone through a lot of trauma as a kid. This card also shows up. It's old patterns in the unconscious. The 5 of coins brings with it scarcity and poverty, and unfortunately, listen to this, unfortunately it doesn't offer any solution to the problem other than learning to do more with less. Yeah, it's such fucking bullshit. This card is about suffering and the rough times associated with losing your resources. If you are dealing with the loss of a job or health problems and underlying shame, can make it hard to reach out and ask for help. The 5 of coins wants you to throw a pity party and reject any and all help that comes your way. It isn't the most supportive of cards, and the only way to move through this is to wait it out. Yeah, fuck that. Scarcity, power, injury, hard times, destination. Okay, so there is some truth in this. Like, yes, you can look at it in that shitty ass way, but the silver lining, let's go and cover that now, guys. Alternative forms of abundance, the illusion of lack, overlooked treasures. This is the reality of this card, guys. All is not as it seems. So it is a time to look again, a change in perception. This is about you switching from your old way of looking at things, your unconscious pattern that was formed as a child, that is still running the show today unless you've actually done work on it and you've had chances to upgrade it. If you had a really bad formula, it's still running the show today. And what you're doing consciously is nothing compared to the unconscious is fucking up for you. So positive affirmation don't work. Nothing fucking works and everything takes way too much work for you to achieve things. That's where this card shows up. It's just my opinion, again. A change in perception can bring into focus the result I sought, just in a different form than expected. So remember this, all is not as it seems. So this is a time to look again, okay? I am called to move away from poverty consciousness. That's right, you have to change the way you look at the world in order to attract abundance. And because this is my very own problem, I'm very versed in this. So, in order to change this, don't think you can do it in 2 seconds necessarily. It's possible, but most likely, most of us have to get there a little slower because it's really ingrained and complicated, and it pretty much touches every part of our life. So, aspects, however you want to talk about it. So, it's something you need to work on, and you have to give a lot of love to yourself in order to get through. And tapping is one of the best ways to do this. You can also use hypnosis. It's very powerful in this. I use them both. And it does change the way you look at things. And it's not your fault. I just want to say this too. It's not your fault. We learn we absorb whatever the people around us do when we're kids. And so it's not our fault when we have this kind of patterns. However, they do run our lives, and they do destroy everything you build. And there is this, I forget his name now. Man, it's also a very famous show. I forget his name. But this guy, it's the guy for which all the modern department stores are based on, the marketing. I can't forget his name right now, pardon my French. Well, come to me. Anyway, he became a billionaire, and then he lost absolutely everything because he had this problem. He had poverty as a young kid. His mom was a prostitute. She had to do all kinds of stuff. The father wasn't there. And so he was super smart. He achieved super richness, and then in the end he lost everything because he had this problem and wasn't resolved in him. And it's not your fault, but you can choose to work on it and change. That's what I'm saying. So take your power back. The illusion of wealth gives way to true abundance, okay? There is no need to fear that the rug will be pulled out under you. And when we draw attention to grows, so what we draw attention to grows. So I count my blessings and realize I have far more than I thought, and I have come far in my quest for building up what I need, and even more opportunities for experiencing abundance await. So that's why I like this, because this actually gives you the way out, while this gives you just the problem, and it's very limiting. It's like when you go around and you tell people the truth, but you don't give them any tools to cope with it. You know, you're hurting them in a way. You're not really helping them all the way. You're just doing half a job. Always help people. Then there's the Eight of Rods, and that's in the house. I'm gonna read it for you. The unconscious, the karmic lessons and relationships, dreams, what's hidden behind the veil, which is the unconscious, is all the same, spirit, communication, and prison. It's like what you gotta learn here, basically, just in a nutshell. What is the lesson, baby? Rods keep coming up. It's funny. Ramrod. I had a friend who had these funny names, always involving rods because of all these reasons, right? Dirty, dirty boy. Okay, hold on. I want some coffee now. I'm a goofball and I can't help myself. Life is better that way. Especially when it's sucky. If you laugh, it's just easier. So the Eight of Rods assures you that the universe is on your side with whatever you decide to take on. See? And it's next to the 5. The cards tell you a story. So it's the house you look at, but also you need to look at the actual whole story as a whole, right? And mostly, you need to just not feel like you can't do it. When you're getting into this stuff, just allow your feelings and your intuition to take over. That's the best thing you can do to yourself. Because remember, we all have a connection to this. We all have these gifts. It's just about tapping into them. And then obviously some people are interested and some are not. So if you are, you obviously have everything you need, even more, to go into it. So do it. Don't let fear stop you. Business ventures, new romances, and fresh ideas will move forward with gusto. I like how she uses that word, though. Gusto. It is time to jump in feet first. It's because it's an Italian word, it makes me laugh. If you are swept away in a sea of what-ifs, you really will miss out on this golden period of movement and encouragement. The Eight of Rods also indicates that the answers you have been waiting for are around the corner. Opportunity will come knocking in the form of a letter or package, and maybe a person you desire will express their interest in you. So the keywords here are potential, movement, speed, gusto, success, and encouragement. Yeah, some people say gusto, but guys, it's an Italian word, and for fuck's sake, pronounce it correctly. It's gusto, goddammit. Pronounce words in their correct way, in the language. I hate when people bastardize pronunciation. I mean, I know some words are really hard to say, so you can only do your best, but at least fucking try to do your best. And the person who started saying chakra didn't say chakra because it's hard to say chakra. It's because they were trying to sound smart. They wanted to sound French, the idiots. It's a Sanskrit word. Say it correctly. Eight of Fire. Yes, I keep harping on it because maybe people will freaking start listening. Eight of Fire. Gathering momentum, celebrating swift changes, travel, and transformation. And this is from the Good Tarot explanation. Momentum is building and has the power of spirit. Serves to power this transformation. I am traveling to new territories and I am eager to experience all that these lands have to offer. I have arrived at my destination and now the adventure of discovery is energizing me. And as if you notice, the number 8 is always about that kind of stuff. You know, it's, if you look in numerology, right, because that's what we're looking at all of here. There's multiple things going on. That's why people make it so complicated. Oh, it's so hard to read. Yes, it's hard to learn it all at once maybe, but the truth is the main thing is to just start and also have fun with it. And it doesn't matter how much meanings you learn, it's not the meanings, it's the key is that you really tune into it and you understand which meanings to pick. So if the other person is not being honest with you, or they're not open, or they're not ready, and the meanings don't come through they will come through in a way that is correct for them when you tap into this correctly. When you go in this with your heart base, not because you want to be the best tarot reader and you're so freaking cool. It's because you just want to get the messages that are right for that person. It's not about your ego, it's about helping them. That is the difference. So if you do it for yourself, it's a lot easier because you know your needs, you know what's inside of you. Even if you are someone who lives in their heads, which I relate to, by the way, so. Alright, so moving forward, this is what's going on right now, what has been going on right now in every aspect of your life, what has been happening, what's either happening right now in your love life, partnerships, and overall, what is the lesson in all of this? Now this is what you're stepping into or you're just stepped into, and the focal point is the middle card, the Wheel of Fortune. So you have a lot of luck coming your way. You have luck there. Synchronicity is the card of synchronicity, the Eight of Rods, or fire, or wands, whichever you want. This one here, the Wheel of Fortune, which is my card. I have two cards myself, the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician, when you do numerology for your life path. It's an awesome freaking card. It's also the Wheel of Karma. So if you're being an asshole, karma is a bitch when you're one too. Have I heard that saying? Well, it's the truth. What you give, you get back, even when you think it's not the case. Usually you get it back from, if you hurt someone, it's someone else who will give it back to you. So you have the Two of Earth there. It's interesting how there's lots of similar cards from the one before, because I think these guys are also healers. And they're empath healers, but maybe there's a little twist here. It's a little different from the one before. Never mind, it'll come up once. I almost had this idea and then it escaped my tiny ass brain. It's this big because, it's filled with air. It's swollen with hair. That's what my friend used to say. Yeah, that person is so intelligent, he's got a tiny ass brain like this, and it's this big, this is swollen with hair, and it's like, fuck, you're so mean. It's okay, I'm usually worse, so. The Two of Coin indicates a need to achieve harmony in all aspects of your life. Finding balance between money, health, emotions, and personal relationships is challenging right now, but a necessary practice in order for you to be well-rounded. Finances may be fluctuating, so try not to overindulge. This card indicates that creative solutions to your situation will be of huge benefit. If things have been stagnant, try a new approach to a problem. Harmony, balance, work-life, management fluctuation. So these are the keywords for that. Harmony, balance, work-life, management, situation, fluctuations. Again, let's go back to these guys that I like way, way better. But I really like these cards though. And I mean, the review were saying they don't last long, so I'm curious to see that, but they're really nice, they feel good. I hope they last. They're different, they're particular, and I think they're a good add-on to what I had before, because I always get some extra little bits of things that I was like thinking about myself, and then it's nice to see others confirming certain things, so there's always something to learn. The Good Tarot says, Two of Earth, pleasurable work, adaptability, balance between work and play. See how much more positive this is? My efforts bring me joy. Play and work are not separate because what I am doing is actually fun. If conditions change, I can switch gears easily. I am fully present in the excitement of creativity, and I am eager to experience the surprises that occur when seeds I have planted take root, sprout, and develop in unexpected ways. This is a time for flexibility and trust, and how the universe will shape what is coming into being. One way or another, my dreams manifest in the material world. So that's freaking awesome. Then we have the second card here is the Hierophant. So that's the priest. and that's a Taurus. The element is earth. I'm getting there. I'm getting there on this guy, but I'm just... And then the companion card is Temperance. So the Hierophant is one of the more traditional figures in the tarot, and also one of the strictest. While his counterpart, the High Priestess, is focused on the occult and the power of intuition, he is focused on set principles, organized religion, and intense study. The Hierophant is the spokesperson for the divine. He asks that you search outside of yourself for answers, reminding you that there is nothing wrong with asking for help and looking to an expert for guidance. So we always have someone who can help us and who knows more about something or who has more experience. Go for it. Who can you go to for wisdom? Sometimes the Hierophant appears as a religious leader, but he can easily manifest in everyday figures, such as a friend who always gives great advice or a teacher who shows you a new approach to problem solving. Now is the time to seek them out. Keywords: tradition, religion, study, convention, spiritual search. Tauruses are very conventional. They're the ones who like tradition. And as a Capricorn, I know this because, I do like tradition, but I'm also fucking crazy compared to them. The wild goats, I am the devil. I always say that. Well, I'm not quite, but... Oh, listen to that. I love that song. I don't know if I can do it again. It's not happening. It was... Sometimes I make funny ASMR sounds. So, the middle card is the Wheel of Fortune, which is the number 10. Again, you have a lot of 10s here, which is end of a cycle as well. So you guys, this group especially, is really, I think you're having, it's very similar to the one before, if you notice, but it's with a few twists, right? But it's so similar, however, to the one we had before. And it's healers mostly, for sure, and people who are, you could be all kinds of healers really here. And tarot readers or whatever, empaths, people who are here to help the earth go into the new dimension. However you wanna, look at it. But it's very, very similar to the one before. I think this group maybe is softer, a little more, gentle, maybe. That's what I see, and there's a little more earth here as well. But all in all, so far I see a lot of similarities. So, whatever. Moving on. The Wheel of Fortune. So it's number 10. The astrological correspondence is Jupiter. The element is fire. So now you see like a lot of my fire also comes from here. And the companion cards, listen to this one, is the Magician and the Sun. So my second card is the Magician, so I actually match up with someone who has my card, but also they need to have the Sun, because I can go quite dark. Especially, you can see my humor can be quite dark and sharp. I always fluctuate toward people who are a little softer, because otherwise, geez, we'll be the team of death together. When you are gifted with the Wheel of Fortune, you know that destiny is about to step in. So it's best that you just go with the flow. I mean, after all, you do have the 8 of Rods there, so yes, destiny is about to fucking step in. Just let it play out. It's gonna be good. This card is all about the cyclical nature of life and the 4 themes you deal with on a day-to-day basis, represented by the aces of the minor arcana, the blades, mental matters, coins, material matters, elixirs, emotional matters, and rods, creative matters. So those are all the elements, right? as well. While you can't be certain where the wheel will stop, it's true, sometimes it's good luck and bad luck, right? It is generally considered a positive omen that points to an uplifting situation. Plus, whatever your mind focuses on is what you drag into your life, so hey, it's freaking up to you here, man. That said, or woman, the wheel also has the ability to return your karma to you, something to bear in mind if you have wronged another. You can also release a lot of this stuff, and now it's a good time to do so. But this is definitely like, there's lots of water here, lots of softness. And that's why I probably didn't choose this, because I'm so harsh sometimes. It's just my nature. Yep, the number 1 is the number of the saint and the devil, pretty much. Or not devil, the oppressor, whatever. The duality. Plus, my companion card has a Capricorn that's Gemini, and they are exactly that way, so it's funny as hell. Fortune's wheel. Destiny meets synchronicity. I am in awe to experience many meaningful coincidences that prove to me the spirit has my back. So this is the good tarot explanation. These lucky breaks and moments when things just turn out perfectly show how we're all connected. My gamble will pay off when I trust my co-creative partnership with spirit. My destiny is obvious to me now. I left the tapping on for you guys. I just realized I didn't remember that. I just took it off, so maybe. So that's a really good card, and I like the explanation of the good tarot. It's very positive. Then you have the Queen of Water. She's the best mom ever. Yeah, she's caring and loving and giving. And we all wish we had them. The Queen of Elixirs, and I see this didn't show up before. As a person, the Queen of Elixirs is mysterious and magical, nurturing and alluring. She's highly empathic, often knowing what is bothering someone before they know themselves. A little shy, she finds it easier to be approached than to do the approaching, which can sometimes mean she's overlooked. As a situation, the Queen of Elixirs asks you to get in touch with your feminine side, looking deep within yourself and getting to know your feelings and desires is necessary for long-lasting happiness. Your dreams may be full of messages and omens to pay close attention to. So the keywords here are nurturing, elegant, perception, visions, kindness, and intuition. She is the perfect mom, usually, like literally. She is the kind of mom that produces really good adults because she's there 100%. She's loving and caring, and she does the right thing. She doesn't overdo it. Maybe sometimes some of them can, but it depends so much of the other things they have in their chart, I guess. So in the good tarot, they say Queen of Water, compassion, emotional, security, generosity, self-love and self-care, healer. I am comfortable in my own skin. I love, cherish, and nurture myself. I am the best friend to myself. My relationship with others reflect my security in knowing I am always worthy of love and respect. I heal myself so I can be the change I want to see in the world. Okay, Gandhi. And so my compassion can inspire others. Nice stuff. And she is looking to the 8 of air. So this is what you're going through right now, the changes, the story evolving from left to right. So this is my left. just in case. Let's see what the Eight of Air says. Which one do I read first? I need the negative first, because when we end with the positive, it's a lot better. I call it negative because it's slightly negative. But she did a good job, I mean, all in all. She's probably a young chap. So, Eight of Blades, or Eight of Air. Another 8 there. The Eight of Blades signals a time of feeling helpless and restricted in your thinking. So it's interesting it goes next to this lady, because the powerful affirmations were saying you are going to get over this, basically. You can work yourself out of it. These limitations come not only from yourself, but also outside sources, and it seems that you will never work out which is from where. All this doubt makes you your own worst enemy, because you can't trust what is real and what isn't. You may find it helpful to take a step back and write down what you perceive about your situation, then review it later when you feel more confident in your mental process. So keywords here are helplessness, trapped, danger, and obstacles. So you could be one of those empaths who is just not really heart-based, and not really grounding, and so you're overthinking things. A lot of empaths tend to be outside their body because we are more spiritual beings than physical beings. We have a hard time dealing with our body, this 3D bullshit. We're here to learn about it. So you may just need to be one of those people who needs to ground and come back in her own, or his own. We say her own, but it's always about feminine, masculine energy. You know, it's just once upon a time when they were in denial and they thought we were either men or female, you know, and they didn't fucking realize shit. Or they did, but they decided to lie to everybody to control all the sheep. That's what's basically happening. Yes, that's my harsh side, yes, and I'm not very tactful. So what? I just like to call things as they are. I don't like tiptoeing around stuff that matters. I think it's important people get it straight. So, be heart-centered. That's the main thing here. And then you have the Two of Fire there. You have a choice. Because from what I see here, you have water and you have air, and that means that you can choose to be heart-based, or you can choose to be just very logical and remove yourself from the heart, which will make you weaker, because when you just use your brain, you will always be weaker than when you put your brain in your heart in coherence. Because your brain is ego-based and your heart is higher, self-based. So when you bring them together, you're using your brain in the correct manner. And it's like using a calculator in the correct manner versus in a stupid way. That doesn't give you the right answers. Blah, 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 blah. Two of Fire. So this is your future, what's coming up. And remember, timelines vary because of what you do moment to moment. This is a moment to moment reality, even though now we are in 5D, but we're still sort of fluctuating between 3D, 5D, so it applies. The Two of Rods indicates a period of balance between action and idleness. You feel restless and want to get moving on new ventures, but you know that waiting until you have a concrete plan in place will be for the best in the long term. This card wants you to follow your instincts in order to turn your dreams into a reality, but also to approach things from a new angle and explore varying viewpoints. You will know when the time is right to strike. This card can also indicate a partnership or the act of bouncing ideas off of another person. Who would you pick? The keywords here are instinct, planning, outside of the box, action and idleness, balance. There's a choice, but they're good choices. And the good tarot, which is this guys, they say creative planning for the future, mapping progress, trusting in the unknown, spirit-inspired ambition. Whenever I can't see how my dreams will coalesce into form, I can trust in the process of co-creation and engage more deeply in the process of envisioning something new. I have already started to make progress, and soon my passion will attract the perfect situation for me. The light of spirit helps me to see my way and feel the universe aligning to bring me what I need. So much better. Then you have the Queen of Swords. Now she's a very independent lady. She's like the ultimate professional, apparently. The Queen of Blades, or Swords, or Air, whichever you want to call it, is observant and independent. And this is idiot man working on a Sunday when he's not supposed to do construction work outside. So it's idiot construction man working outside ASMR. He's a bit touched. He's got some mental issues, but not in a way, that is excusable. Yeah, he's a bit of a jerk. The Queen of Blades is observant and independent. She spends time alone, watching the world go by and taking the snippets of information. When you think she isn't listening, she swoops in with a sarcastic comment or a piece of advice so spot on that you're taken aback. I'm not saying nothing about this. As a situation, this card wants you to find a way without help from others, indicating a time of independence. You have the skills and information you need, and now is the time to put it all together. Rational thought trumps emotional hot-headedness, and being aloof allows your judgment to be clear. So the keywords here are observant, strong, independent, critical, and sarcastic. Does that remind you of someone? I made my PhD ex-boyfriend cry, the one I thought didn't have a heart. Yes. He deserved it. I call that instant karma, but whatever. Queen of Air. Setting healthy boundaries, strong self-esteem, calculated and shrewd decisions, clear communication, well-organized. A wordsmith. What an interesting word that is. Wordsmith. Break it down and look at the etymology of that word, guys. Or go on the Gematria side and check out the meaning of that. It's pretty interesting. Zach Hubbard is on Patreon for $1. You can get his books by signing up to his Patreon and helping him. And you can have this really long book on Gematria if you're interested on the other side of numerology. Just sharing is caring. The Queen of Air for the good tarot is setting healthy boundaries, strong self-esteem, calculated and shrewd decisions, clear communication, well-organized, a wordsmith. I know, I already read that. I just wanted to read it again. I have clarity of purpose. My intentions are in alignment with my understanding. There is always a strategy in the game called life. Can I let go of false truth and be rigorously honest with myself and others? And then she's got the call card after. So again, we have lots of sweetness and stuff, lots of duality here as well. So it's interesting. The other one was more fiery, airy, kind of. This one is more watery and air, and yes, there's some fire, but it's freaking call. The call is really interesting as a card. All right. They call it call in this deck, but it's the judgment card, which is the number 20. They usually put the number. If you're confused, like, there are many ways you can look things, but it's called judgment. Here it's called call. So the judgment card or call card is number 20, so 2020. Astrological correspondence is Pluto, and the elements are fire and water. So The companion cards are the High Priestess and Justice. And you see, we have the High Priestess here. It's pretty funny how they come up. The past is calling, and it won't stop until you acknowledge it. You have to acknowledge your past. The Judgment card is all about judgment. No, it's all about acceptance and forgiveness. When you understand that some things can't be changed, you can finally move on to bigger and better things. This card wants you to stop wearing masks and to be your authentic and imperfect self, because you are also a queen of hair, and there's a lot of good things about her. She is a kick-ass lady too. And yeah, she's harsh. But you step between one and the other. That's what I take here. This card wants you to stop wearing masks and to be your authentic and imperfect self. What makes you great is your resilience in the face of your toughest trials, and your battle scars contains the map to your future. Rebirth is the process of reflecting on your choices and understanding how they led you to where you are now. You are about to be resurrected into the new version of you, the next version of you. Keywords: rebirth, acceptance, purpose, awakening, and resurrection. So this is the antique anatomy cards. Now let's go to the good ones. I need to drink. I'm sorry. You have to wait. So, the call card, purpose and true prosperity. I have everything I need right now to move forward with purpose. I am being called into a deeper and more authentic relationship with myself, with my higher power, and with others. I am here for a reason. I am required to step forward into my true self, expressing that through my actions, not words, actions. I need to trust that my life has a purpose, that I am enough, and that within me is a divine blueprint that has meaning for myself and others. And then it's next to the Nine of Earth, which is interesting. Let's see what she says about it. Nine of Coins or Earth, same thing. You are overflowing with positivity and abundance while in the realm of the Nine of Coins. Nothing can bring you down because your self-esteem is at an all-time high. The Nine of Coins wants you to look at the fruits of your labor with pride. You have achieved financial security, emotional fulfillment, and good health. In this card appears when you are feeling lost and confused. It does so to serve as a reminder that greatest investments you can make is in yourself. So the keywords here are abundance, success, money, lavish lifestyle, and prosperity. You see, you had the paradigm of poverty and lack, and now you are being guided into your abundance here, okay? That's what's coming for you. It's very similar to the previous reading, but it's just, they always have a little twist there. So that's a good one. Let's see what these guys say. The puppy is snoring. The frou-frou. Nine of Earth. Discipline, self-reliance, reliable resources, restraint, and self-control. The finest stone placed in the foundation. I know I can rely on myself and spirit. There are many tools at my disposal, and I use my resources wisely, solidifying the foundation of my security in the material world. I am diligent and disciplined, focused on completing the work I began long ago. I stick to my program, trusting that the plan is unfolding before me exactly as Spirit intended. You see? Very positive. Then we have the Seven of Earths here, which is also a good card. It usually involves a little war. think my brain would have, remembered by now where they are on both books, but no. Seven of Coins. Planning and patience come into your life with the arrival of the Seven of Coins. You have planted the seeds of a successful enterprise and now have to wait for those little plants to start poking through the soil. Perseverance is required for the big payoff. You have the time to plan out your next step. Don't let this precious time pass you by, but use it to your advantage. This card can also encourage you to reevaluate your circumstances. Constantly assessing your behavior and subsequent results is what allows you to grow into a better version of yourself. So the keywords here are patience, work, perseverance, building, and planning. And see how they all come as a story, one after the other, confirming and telling you what is it you maybe need to pay attention to, and you will listen to the right messages. So it's all up to you. And the good tarot say, Seven on Earth is opening to a new strategy, being at a crossroad, a decision to be made. Funny, decision to be made. As I reflect on my process to date and see where I stand, I contemplate whether I want to continue singing the same song or change my tune. Do you want to keep singing the I'm not abundant song, or do you want to be abundant in every way? Yes, you can. You deserve it. It's not your fault that you were failed when you were a kid by the people who were supposed to be there for you. They usually have been failed themselves. It's a cycle. And you are seeking this because you're breaking the cycle. Okay? And when people feel hatred or feel resentment toward those who were supposed to take care of them, it's normal, and you should never suppress that or feel guilty for it. But you can work through it. That's all I have to say about that. So, I'm always free to go back to and reimagine what I might co-create. And that's called matrix re-imprinting in tapping and other techniques. If what I manifest does not serve me as I thought it might, I don't have to be afraid to admit it is no longer for me. Whatever I choose to do, I am not afraid to start over, for I feel assured the Spirit will always support my highest good. That's right. And then you end with the Page of Fire. What a nice ending to this, though. The Page of Fire. Because the Page of Fire is such a great card. It's not like a King of Fire. The King of Fire is a cheater. Well, maybe the Page of Fire can be a cheater too sometimes. I didn't say it. Shh. I like fire. I'm full of it, so I need to like fire. But it's true. You can be players. I'm not really a player, though. I never married anyone, so I'm a crazy witch. Because I just want to do it once, and so I never ended up doing it. If you don't find the right person, you don't. That's what I think. Hey, why am I on the elixirs? I don't want those. I was gonna read the elixir again. Elixir. So the Page of Fire or Rods, as a person, the Page of Rods or Fire or Wands is an optimistic and curious person. And they're great friends too. They're very warm. She's an uninhibited free thinker, yes. And as such has the ability to successfully combine creativity and action. Many artists and stuff are fire. Small but awfully mighty, she may not always understand the full consequences of her action. Well, it's fire. As a situation, the appearance of the Page of Rods indicates that you are on the verge of a great discovery about the inner self. You are going to change this pattern of yours, basically. You are going to succeed. And you have the power to do so. Enthusiasm and inspiration surround this quest. You are in a position to ask, who do I want to be? And what can I do to get there? And actually have the support to change. So the keywords here are optimistic, curious, enthusiastic, mighty, and action. Always action when there is fire. You're a little action figure. And the page of fire for the good tarot is enthusiastic action, adventureness, venturing forth, beginning a project, acting on a new idea. I think a lot of fire in NLP will be options, consider options, because they always move forward. I'm very much like that, yes. We pick up a bunch of shit. Eventually we do finish it, sometimes we don't. But if I don't like something, I start it and I realize it's not the right thing for me. Why would I want to finish it? You know, it's a waste of my fucking time. Time is limited, on the earth anyway. Page of fire, enthusiastic action, adventurousness, I know, I already read it. Venturing forth, beginning a project, acting on a new idea. So I am free to venture forth for co-creating a life true of my desire is my right. Man, fucking stop making noise. I am finding my purpose as I take the first step into something new. My ideas have value. I dream boldly. Nice. Man, that guy, he always makes so much noise. So that's it. That's the main reading. Another 2 hours. It's ridiculous. It's funny as hell, but it's a lot of fun. 6 hour streams for 3 readings. But just because we're doing this in this manner. So, as you can see the progress, through the story, different houses, the different meanings, the things you can pick up, depending on what they ask you. And, how you can just give it a snapshot of the whole thing by looking at it, going, okay, these cards are the important ones you want to look at, in this particular deck. In this particular spread, in other spreads they'll tell you what. So there's like the Celtic cross. They always teach you the simple, either 1 card, 3 card, the Celtic cross, and then whatever else. So you pick the ones that you feel comfortable with, play with different ones, and then this is an easy way to go through it, to use the resources you have, and not having to necessarily know the meanings of all of them. You can learn them in this way. But all in all, yes, you're definitely people who are very emotional and very much, able to create whatever you want, but you may be a little more melancholic and less combative than the previous group, I don't know. You're more of maybe you're younger in the art of this. That's the feeling I have, that you're most likely a little newer to this, or younger in your spirit. And so you're still kind of exploring some things that the previous group has down more already sorted out, because it takes time, and it's not age in terms of 3D age, it's more, evolution, that's what I'm talking about. And we're all evolving in different ways, because it's just how it is. So the seal, it's a wonderful animal. And see, even the animal that represents you is a lot more loving. Seals are so beautiful. I hate it that in Canada they do the seal hunt. These fucking brutes, man. They're so Neanderthal. Cowards. The seal represents love, longing, and dilemma, because I think you are very sensitive and you've been hurt a lot, and so the meaning Ron calls to you from the seal people of the sea. The Dun Nun Ron, the song of the seals, frightens many who hear it. Its mournful and human sound stirs the heart of the listener to the core. It is a call to us from the depths, from the unconscious, from the waters of our birth, from our beginnings on earth, from our brothers and sisters in the animal realm, who are closer to us than we dare imagine. We fear this call, anxious that we may be drowned, overwhelmed by our feelings. Do not let your intellect imprison your heart. As the human imprisons his selfish spouse, I think that's how you say it, the magical seal, opening yourself to the promptings of the unconscious, of the feminine, of your dreams and longings, will bring transformation, healing, and love into your life. It's such a lovely animal. So, again, these are the Druid Animal Oracle cards. I love them. I love anything Druid and Night Elfish, so for me it's always been a great passion. And they're awesome. Like, you can use them concurrently, to complete your reading, to make it more meaningful to you. You can use them in different ways, these cards as well, like so many combinations. It's a lot of fun. If you like this kind of stuff, you can go places. And then I also use the Angels of Atlantis cards, which are beautiful. And again, you can read the meanings, I did numerology thing here for myself. You can do the same or not, it's up to you. I'm very much the magician type. I like to get a lot of stuff done in my own way. And I've always been like this. So you do what you want. So you have Michael, and the message here is I am presence. This card reminds you, so Michael is the cosmic leader, in case you don't know. This card reminds you that the throne of your spiritual sovereignty is awaiting you, and that you have all the power of the Creator within you. When we discover our soul's purpose and allow ourselves to be initiated into the world as a spiritual seeker, we are often disregarded by others, simply because the divine can be missing from other people's lives. Michael wishes you to sit on the throne of your power in the universal wisdom of the one mind, the I Am Presence. This is the moment when divine compassion moves through you and alerts you to the fact that what you see without is also within. Feel your throne as a seat of empathy and chant "Oh" through your base chakra to support this energy. So, see how low it sounds? That's your base chakra. That's vocal toning. You can find that up there to the right in the screen. That's why I put that there. It's the vocal toning with the vowels, the chakra, the notes. I like to give you a full vision of how it looks, the 7 chakras. So, messages from the universe. There are times when loss is a part of life. Sometimes a loss is welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment with your highest good. See, the lines with the tens, the lines with moving on. Moving on, it's like everywhere in this reading. Sometimes a loss is welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment with your highest good. Yes, I just read it, but I will read it. Sometimes a loss is sudden and painful, like when a loved one crosses over to our dimensions. Regardless of the nature of the loss and your control over it, your experience is asking to be acknowledged. Tears are necessary, as is grief. When you repress the natural expression of loss and trying to move on too quickly, the unprocessed pain haunts you in destructive ways. We don't want that for you. Instead, let your heart break open wide. Feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was, the lessons learned, and know that as you let go of what has passed over, more of you remains. It gets better, we promise. Your heart expands with more compassion for the world than ever before. Love heals all. We are loving you, sending you love, always and forever. This group needs more love than the last group. This group is less kick-ass in that way because you are more new to this. And it's fine. You don't need to be kick-ass at all. In fact, you know what? It's not that kick-ass is more strong, necessarily. A lot of times isn't. The previous group was truly kick-ass. It's just the nature, so don't fuck with them. That's my advice. But you can be kick-ass too. It's just you need to go into it and allow yourself to let this come through. You know, it's like you're new to this. You just discovered this. So I guess I'm making a royal mess here. Holy crap, right? Like, wow, woman, chill out. It's all this energy. All this energy. No, it's all good. So that's it. That's your 2-hour reading. 2-hour free reading, learning how to do it in a way so that, you know, it's not difficult and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna take a break now because I need a break, you know, every 2 hours. I do need to sit back for a moment and chill out. So I am going to let it go for a little bit and mute myself and put some more ASMR on so you can chill out and relax while I go and chill out for a bit and recuperate. I need to drink water too. I'm pretty parched. Okay, let me do this for you guys. I'm back. It's the truth. So, this is pile number 3. Use care. Super hot water and acid are good options. Acid. Plague. Ching, ching, ching. We're gonna talk about this later. You're so funny. Oh God, this boy. You're so funny. All right. Are you ready for another 2 boring hours? I'm kidding. I'm not boring. I'm the funniest person ever. I love it though when people come in and ask me to. I don't do stupid ASMR requests and stuff like. I don't know. They're not stupid because I mean some channels focus on that. I didn't express it very well. I apologize. But you know what you expect. Look, I've been trying to cut my veins apparently with the chicken wire outside. It's like unbelievable. It's like it looks like I have a really mean cat. I could claim that my roommate did this to me. As if. Oh, you grabbed the popcorn? Send me some. Oh, I forgot to order the popcorn again. Now you remind me. Maybe I'll put an order later. I like to make my own popcorn with some olive oil. I use the extra virgin. And they taste so freaking good, man. Yeah, which is funny to anyone who knows him because he's very allergic to cats. That's partially why I never got a cat. Afterwards, I mean, I grew up with cats. They're just too alive. Oh my God. I just feel so tired. Like this stream is already almost 5 hours and I still have another 2 hours easy to go. Kill me now. I like it, but what did I do? I should have just done 1 pile. Yes, I'm being a lazy person because I just had a little, I'm not gonna say what I had, but it was something that looked phallic and it's just too much. I was laughing because I thought, I eat a lot of stuff that looks very phallic. And it's not on purpose, all these veggies, it's not my fault. I think we should question those who created such things. Why they were all shaped like that. Oops, sorry. That's loud ASMR. Holy shit. And now I have the 2 mics. It's kind of cool because I can go from one to the other. From one to the other. Well, at least on here it works. On other freaking apps, I'm having lots of issues. Pisses me off. I'm kind of fed up with technical issues, honestly. Oh, so hold on. I can't do this yet. I need to do something first. I need to stop and phallic foods. Yeah, that's me. Well, I love bananas. I always love bananas. So the jokes with those, you know, since you're a kid, and then I really liked, well, who doesn't like sausages? You know, the vegan ones, doesn't matter. I do like them sometimes. So it's just one dirty joke after another. I mean, all that stuff. And then zucchini, carrots. If you want me to go on, there is so much. They're dirty vegetables. I think someone did something like this. Either they made a tarot deck that was like all the phallic vegetables and fruits that we have, or they made like a book. I don't remember. There was something. I'm sure if I Google it, I'll find something. I remember I was laughing my ass off, going, "Yeah, that's what I thought too." It's like it's not my fault. I love bananas. Like me and my dad used to eat those small sweet ones in the Canary Islands. We love those. They're so delicious. But for me, they have to be just the right. If they're too ripe, I don't like them. They make me gag. So I'm very particular with the bananas, which is again funny. See, everything sounds dirty when you talk about phallic food. Oh my gosh. Now I wonder which foods represent the female parts, because that would be interesting. Never thought of that. Now, you research that one. Did the internet come back right away or not? See, that's what I mean, because they make you gag. See, everything can be dirty. And I always realize it a second later. Well, not always, but a lot of times, like when I start giggling, is because I realize it after. I'm like, oh God, that sounds so dirty. It's funny as hell, though. Well, that's good. How long did it take? I always forget that we have a little delay in this damn thing. I should try and... I'm not able to figure out how to have a call and also stream like I used to. I don't know why, but something is just not working. And it used to, so... I can't have people on, I have to not through the system, it's funny. Oh wow. That's crazy. They must be doing some upgrades, to the... Yeah, you can. No, I will learn. I'm just so frustrated with it. Really. Because it's like with the ASMR stuff, I took a long time to figure out, but it took me 2-3 months of looking around, researching, and because there was nothing really out there, very little. That's why I made a simple, non-technical course, like for idiots like me. No offense, because we're good at other things. It's just frustrating, right? Especially if you are like me and you like to build systems and you like to, like your brain works in that way. My brain is always working at all this. That's why I think I never liked gossip too. Aside from how stupid it is, my brain was always busy with other shit that was way more interesting. And I'm always trying to figure out systems and how to make them work. And I'm always looking for more options. That is very much who I am. So obviously I don't have the time for the gossip bullshit, and aside from the fact that it's stupid and hurtful and completely against everything I believe in. But I would always go to my mom and say, oh mom, I just had this idea, look what I did. Or when I made my books, I was so proud of it, like proud because I managed to go through something that was really hard for me technically, right? And she, every time with her, would be like, oh yeah, whatever. And she'll want to go back and talk about other stuff. And me, I'm always trying to figure out systems. So when you're like that and you're not really technically inclined in certain ways and everything is so hard for you to put together, you get to the point where you're like, fuck this. Why? Then you shouldn't have given me this desire, to do this if everything has to be so freaking hard. But later on I realized it's also because, like in this case for me it's blockage because I never had access to that stuff. And, my dad would teach my brother the computer, and for me it was always like, yeah, it's not really important that you know this stuff because you're gonna be married to some guy. Like that was the idea. So that's what's happening inside of me. I think when I'm going into technical stuff, like I think I know. That's the reason. So the frustration comes from there because I'm like, I know I can get this. I know I can do it. It's just I'm in that state. And when it's so ingrained in you, that's where people don't understand. Sometimes you have to stay with it and, work on it for a while until you actually have a breakthrough. And I've had tons of breakthroughs, so it's very possible, even in this stuff. But I'll get there. But you'll help me. No. I always rely on myself. I learn from life that don't rely on other people. That's why also, I guess I tend to always try and do it on my own. But I do ask for help. I mean, I'm not very proud in that way. I don't care. I just want to get it done and move on. That's sort of my idea. What I really want is for my brain to sort of remember the processes. That's where I'm working on right now, where I do stuff and then I remember it over time rather than just assuming right away, oh, I never remember this. Because that's the old story, right? That I learned from childhood. Because I used to play video games when I was like 10, when the Commodore 64 came out. My dad bought the computer, my brother was mostly on it, but I also went on it. And I played games, and I had fun, and I learned stuff on my own. Like, I learned typing on my own, and I type 70 words per hour or something like that. So I'm not too shabby. I'm not the fastest, but I'm pretty freaking good. And I learned all this stuff with programs on my own, and so even English, like I put in the work to actually learn, and I keep doing it because, like, buoy, maybe now I'll remember that one. Sometimes it takes a few trials, with my memory. But I put in the work. I'm not lazy and I'm not stupid, so it's just really, a lot of times, it's the old trauma that stops you, and so that's why I'm adamant with people. I tell them just do it. Trust that you will be able to make it. Yeah, those bastards, they're changing. I just think they're improving them. Because now we are in a different timeline. We're gonna reap the benefit of all these technological advances. We're not gonna have the troubles the others will. Even though it looks like I'm with a terrorist cat. Yes. I've been watching that series, and the brainwashing, the Umbrella Academy. Oh my god, man, the brainwashing is fucking unbelievable. Wow. Like, and the symbolisms and stuff is, I think, I wish we should ask that guy who does gematria to go and check it out. It'd be pretty interesting. And I haven't really even looked out for the gematria stuff too much. Like, I usually watch them a few times to catch things. But there's lots of symbolism and lots of, the Umbrella Academy by itself, the name. The symbol is right there, big fat umbrella. Anyway, I just watched a couple of episodes because I usually just run through. I do the marathon thing because I'm doing other stuff. I'm doing the art stuff or whatever, so I entertain myself. And yeah, yesterday I was like, nah, I'll just watch a couple because it was in between other things. And I was laughing a lot. I thought it'd be interesting to do some kind of coverage of that stuff. Maybe I should do that. Just show you all the hypnotic tricks and mind controlling games that they play in all of this stuff and how they actually get people to, and you know, we can do it on a very simple rudimentary level, but even if you read if you learn gematria and you learn all the rituals and stuff, you can actually see some stuff in there that refers to it. It's just freaking unbelievable. That's the thing. The more you learn, the more you're like, holy crap. You know? Yeah. It's grab the popcorn, basically. Alright, let's get started. I am going to do a little trick here. Stop the recording.